Everyday English common items in your home and garden. Where is the sofa? The sofa is in the living room. What color is the carpet? The carpet is blue. Does Paul have a coffee table? Yes, Paul has a coffee table. What does Nancy use the armchair for? Nancy uses the armchair for reading. Is there a lamp in the living room? Yes, there is a lamp in the living room. What is on the wall in Paul's living room? There is a painting on the wall. Does Nancy have a TV in her living room? Yes, Nancy has a TV in her living room. What is the size of Paul's rug? Paul's rug is large. Where does Nancy keep her books? Nancy keeps her books on the bookshelf. Is there a fireplace in Paul's living room? Yes, there is a fireplace in Paul's living room. Does Nancy have a dining table in her living room? No, Nancy does not have a dining table in her living room. What kind of plant is in Paul's living room? There is a fern in Paul's living room. Where is the garden table? The garden table is in the backyard. What does Nancy use the garden chair for? Nancy uses the garden chair for relaxing. Is there a barbecue grill in Paul's garden? Yes, there is a barbecue grill in Paul's garden. Does Nancy have flowers in her garden? Yes, Nancy has flowers in her garden. What is next to the garden shed? The lawnmower is next to the garden shed. Does Paul have a swing in his garden? Yes, Paul has a swing in his garden. What does Nancy use the watering can for? Nancy uses the watering can to water the plants. Is there a hammock in Paul's garden? Yes, there is a hammock in Paul's garden.
Master present simple with easy questions and answers. Does Paul play football? Yes, Paul plays football. What time does Nancy wake up? Nancy wakes up at 9 a.m. Where does Nancy work? Nancy works at a hospital. Do they go to school? Yes, they go to school. Does it rain often here? Yes, it rains often here. What does Paul do on weekends? Paul goes hiking on weekends. Does Nancy have a car? Yes, Nancy has a car. Do you watch TV every day? No, I do not watch TV every day. Does Paul cook dinner? Yes, Paul cooks dinner. When do you study English? I study English every evening. Does Nancy play the piano? Yes, Nancy plays the piano. Where does Paul live? Paul lives in New York. Do you go to the gym? Yes, I go to the gym. Does Nancy visit her family often? Yes, Nancy visits her family often. What does Paul eat for breakfast? Paul eats cereal for breakfast. Do they speak English? Yes, they speak English. Does it get cold in winter? Yes, it gets cold in winter. When do you read books? I read books at night. Simple English for dining out, essential phrases for cafes and restaurants. Alice and Tom order coffee at the cafe near Times Square. Can I have a tea with lemon, please? Emily loves the cakes at this cafe in London. Where is the bathroom in this cafe? John and I will share a sandwich and a soda. How much is the chocolate muffin? Sarah thinks the coffee here is the best in New York. Do you have any vegan options? It's so nice to meet you here, James. The cafe on King Street is quieter. Does this dish contain nuts? Michael and Emma will pay the bill tonight. I would like the grilled chicken, please. What is the soup of the day? Is the fish fresh today? Charlotte and David recommend the steak here. Could we have a table by the window? Are there any specials today? The restaurant in Central Park has a beautiful view. Thank you for the excellent service. Discover Phuket Island's simple English conversation practice. Hi Annabelle. How was your trip to Phuket Island?
Hi, George. It was amazing. Phuket is such a beautiful place. Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't, but I've heard a lot about it. What did you do there?
Well, I did many things. I visited the beaches, went snorkeling, and even took a cooking class.
That sounds like so much fun. Which beach did you like the most?
I loved Patong Beach. The water was so clear, and there were many activities. I also enjoyed Kata Beach because it was quieter.
Did you try any local food?
Yes, I did. The food in Phuket is delicious. I tried pad thai, tom yum soup, and mango sticky rice.
I've heard Thai food is very tasty. Did you find it spicy?
Some dishes were spicy, but I enjoyed them. The flavors were incredible. What about you, George? Do you like spicy food?
I like it, but not too spicy. I prefer mild flavors. Did you visit any temples in Phuket?
Yes, I visited the Big Buddha and Wat Chalong. The temples are very beautiful and peaceful.
That sounds wonderful. How was the weather during your trip?
It was mostly sunny and warm. Perfect beach weather. There was a little rain, but it didn't last long.
Did you stay in a hotel or a resort?
I stayed in a resort near the beach. It had a great view of the ocean and a lovely pool.
That sounds like a perfect holiday. How long did you stay in Phuket?
I stayed for a week. I wish I could have stayed longer. There is so much to see and do.
I would love to visit Phuket someday. Any tips for someone planning a trip there?
Definitely. I would suggest booking tours in advance, trying the local food, and taking some time to explore the islands around Phuket.
Thanks for the tips, Annabelle. It was great hearing about your trip. Maybe next year, I'll plan a trip to Phuket too.
You should, George. It's a fantastic place. I'm sure you'll have a great time.
Thanks, Annabelle. I hope to travel there soon.
You're welcome, George. Enjoy planning your trip.